From the ghost town near Chernobyl to a remote location featured in Star Wars, here are 21 mysterious abandoned places. This is Mystery Mondays. Number 21. The Tillamook Rock Lighthouse is located in Oregon and was first lit up in 1881. You can see how isolated the location is, and that led to the lighthouse becoming known as Terrible Tilly because lighthouse keepers had to undertake such a treacherous journey just to reach it. Storms and inclement weather severely damaged it, and in 1957, the lighthouse was decommissioned. This interesting picture was taken by photographer Anna Mika and offers an image of something right out of a horror film. We could not find an exact location, but it is said to be an old hospital in Poland. Looking through the smashed glass in the foreground, you can see tiles scattered about the floor, amongst other things. Bombay Beach. Located on the Salton Sea in California, this location is not completely abandoned, even if it looks that way. In fact, there are close to 300 people living here according to the 2010 census. In 1905, the Colorado River overflowed, creating an inland sea called the Salton Sea. The area thrived for a time, becoming a tourist destination. But by the 1970s, the ecosystem had deteriorated. As the lake degraded, the stench of it and decaying fish helped drive tourists away. Now, only rusted-out fragments of its former heyday remain. The remains of a hospital in Berlin are shown here. Although the floor still appears mostly intact, you can see how the walls have decayed. While we couldn't find the precise name or location of the facility, we're told it was abandoned around the time East Germany fell. We're also told that Adolf Hitler was once treated at this hospital. This photo by Dale Tennyson depicts a mill in Sorrento, Italy that was abandoned in 1866. The location is known as the Valley of the Mills. When the building was isolated from the sea by construction, humidity in the area increased, and that led to the building being abandoned. Ghost Yacht. Mar Se Fim is Portuguese for endless sea, and it was also the name of this Brazilian yacht that was wrecked in Antarctica. It was carrying a team filming a documentary when stormy conditions forced the crew to abandon ship. The picture by Ruslan Elislev, and I hope I got that right, shows the ghostly image of the ship underwater, but for your information, it was later salvaged. The Little Belt Railway is shown in this picture by Vincent Andalucci. It provided a circular connection between the main railway stations of Paris. You can see how nature has pretty much overtaken the 19-mile belt of green space. The location was abandoned in 1934. Frozen in time. The rusted car in the street once belonged to the mayor of this village in France, known as Oradour-sur-Glane, assuming I got that right. At any rate, the car, along with the town, was destroyed by Nazis who massacred the village's inhabitants. We're told this scene remains the same from 1944. Canfranc International Railway Station. Located high in the Pyrenees Mountains stretching between France and Spain, it opened in 1928 and was once recognized as the world's most glamorous railway station. But in 1970, a bridge on the French side of the mountains was demolished by a train derailment, and the bridge was never rebuilt. That led to the station closing. While the area is fenced off, guided tours are offered during certain times of the year. Coleman Scott. This city in the Namibian desert was once home to hundreds of German miners who arrived here to make their fortunes in the diamond trade. It was founded in the 1900s, but was abandoned by 1954. Looking at this picture by Michiel van Balen, it now looks like a classic ghost town, complete with a bathtub looking woefully out of place in the sand. Other images taken by Mr. van Balen make it difficult to imagine that this was once the site of a bustling oasis. The eerie remains have since become a tourist attraction and is said to be quite popular with ghost hunters. This abandoned village, located on China's Shang Island, was once a thriving fishing hub, but now it appears to have been reclaimed by nature. Pictures from photographer Xiang show how the neglected buildings have been covered with vines and other plant life. In some cases, the design appears to be deliberate, lending the location an eerie type of beauty. The village was gradually abandoned when an adjacent bay could no longer accommodate the increasing number of ships there. Over the past 50 years, residents were relocated elsewhere. Monsell Sea Forts. These structures were built to protect the UK against Nazi attacks in World War II and are located in the Thames estuary, about 7 miles from the coast of Whitstable in Kent. It's speculated the abandoned forts might one day be transformed into a luxury resort. The Eastern State Penitentiary was opened in 1829 and was known as ESP, but it's doubtful anyone foresaw the prison becoming the abandoned ruin it is today. In its time, though, it was the most expensive and largest public structure ever built and counted notorious criminals like Al Capone among its inmates. The prison was closed in 1971, but since 1994, the location has been open for tours and is now a U.S. National Historic Landmark. This picture by Anna Mika shows the ethereal image of sunlight streaming through the stained glass of an abandoned Orthodox church. While our sources indicate the church is based in Poland, we couldn't obtain the exact location. Known as Sanzi Pod City, these strange-looking structures were built in 1978 and were intended to comprise part of a futuristic holiday resort. But in 1980, the buildings were abandoned after a series of unfortunate events. Several strange deaths, including a number of car accidents and suicides, occurred during construction. Some believe those untimely occurrences were a result of the park's location. Locals claim that a burial site for Dutch soldiers was located underneath the structures and that the area was haunted. Well, we may never know because the Odd Pod Resort was demolished by 2010. American Star. This ocean liner was also known as the SS America, among many other appellations. Its career started in 1939, but it wrecked during a thunderstorm in the Canary Islands. The rusted remnants have been breaking off into the sea since then. Today, the ship's remains can only be seen during low tide. Buzledza Monument. This edifice was constructed by the Bulgarian communist regime and became the party's headquarters. Found in the central Balkan Mountains, the unique design is said to represent the brutalistic architectural style found in many communist buildings constructed by the state. There are additional monuments near the dome-shaped structure, all of which have become popular destinations for urban explorers. Gunkajima. The location is also called Ashima. It's an abandoned island about 9 miles from Nagasaki. It had been established in 1887 and was known for its undersea coal mines. Those mines became depleted in 1974, and the population of more than 5,000 departed soon after. The island was abandoned until the 2000s when it became a type of tourist attraction. Ashima was open to tourists in 2009 and was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2015. Virosa. It's the abandoned southern quarter of the city of Famagusta in Cyprus. At one time, it was considered one of the world's premier tourist destinations and was a favorite destination for stars like Elizabeth Taylor. But Turkish troops invaded the glamour spot in 1974 and the inhabitants fled. It's remained abandoned ever since and is often described as a ghost town. The area is fenced off and is forbidden for the public to enter. Skellig Michael. This island is located in County Kerry in Ireland. It was occupied continuously from the 6th to 8th centuries, during which a Christian monastery was established there. The location was abandoned in the late 12th century. Most of the island, including the monastery, became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1996. But today, the distinctive ruins might be best known for appearing with Luke Skywalker in the final scenes of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Pripyat, Ukraine. This town was named after the river and built to serve the nearby Chernobyl nuclear plant. The closed city was founded in 1970, and within 10 years, it had a population of nearly 50,000. On April 27, 1986, though, the city was evacuated. That was a day after the Chernobyl disaster. Some 3 decades later, images indicate how quickly the town was evacuated, as if the population simply disappeared in the midst of everyday activities. Although decrepit, items like furniture remain in place. Rooms still appear to be decorated with placards or posters. Children's dolls and playthings can still be found at a kindergarten. And while various facilities have fallen victim to time, many buildings still seem to have their foundations intact.